Is there something, that you've been hearing lately that maybe frustrates you or something you want to address?
If there's anything that maybe needs to be addressed in the immediate is the Matt Rempe situation. Yeah. Because clearly, and you saw, I thought MSG had great footage of the conversation with Olivier before the game. I mean, he's going to be challenged every night, and he's got to learn to say no. And I know when you're a young kid and you're being challenged by veterans like Delorier, like Martin, like Olivier, you feel obligated to oblige. But I don't know how it benefited them last night. I mean, he had fought a huge fight with Delorier the day before. But you could see he still has bloody knuckles from that fight. So he's clearly at a disadvantage. And I really do think it affected the Rangers because he didn't do well in that fight. And then the Rangers give up an early goal. There's a sneaking suspicion it would have ended up that way anyway. But I think whether he or somebody within the organization is going to manage this. He can't. It's not healthy for him to go out there and fight every night. He's a good player. He's a nice fourth line player. Whether Peter has a conversation with him, like it's great. He's become a folk hero, but they've got bigger fish to fry here. And I think he's an important player. The goon, the enforcer's role is starting to leave this sport, but that fourth line's contributing. I think that's more important than anything else. If he's asked to answer the bell, answer it. But that's probably not the ideal thing for him to do is be, fighting 2-3 times a week. I just think it's going to, and I worry about his health. I mean, we've seen, unfortunately, these enforcers have really the struggle in life later on. It's not an ideal situation for him. So hopefully he learns to manage that.
Absolutely. And you would think he'd want to save the fight for MSG, if anything.
I just think he's fired up. I mean, he's a kid. He's excited, and he's going to get a great ovation in the game coming up on Wednesday because the game against the Devils was at the Rock. A lot of Ranger fans were there, but it was technically a road game, and the game in Philadelphia was on the road. So I think he's going to get a tremendous response. And I'm not going to put it at the level of Linsanity, but it does have a DeVito kind of feel to it with the Giants, right? So. But this team's competing for a Stanley Cup, and I think he can be a major piece to that.